we might be going live here, so try not to cuss. Yep.
Go live to the internets. Oh, that's the other thing. Give yeah.
I'm listening.
The stuff that we're gonna sell. Give me a list of that stuff and maybe the pictures and what we're gonna do, like coasters or, and then I'll start putting that stuff out there. I have some spare neurons.
Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah, that'll be done this week.
Because what's his name? Robin keeps asking, "Hey, is the stuff up yet? Is the stuff up?" I'm like,
"What?
No,
not yet. I'm sorry." Michael, it's my fault, but Michael had to adjust his pricing just a little bit.
Oh.
Disney Parks live show. Yep, that'll get done this week. Patreons only. All right, and our stream health looks good. You know, I think the adjustments and the update might have helped. So,
okay.
God bless the Queen. So let's go ahead and go to the two shot. Hey everybody, welcome to the
two shot.
Welcome to the two shot. Welcome to the Disney Parks podcast.
2 and 2.
Two shot. Glad that you're here. Tony has been feeling a little under the weather.
Very much so.
And I'm not really feeling under the weather. I just kind of feel it's been a long day. I just worked. I just, haven't really done anything. It's just, I just feel kind of,
it was a little gloomy out today.
It's a little gloomy. It's been a long weekend. Parkhopper Sid hurt her back, so we've been taking it really slow and trying to
go slow.
Yeah, this is good. Welcome. If you guys are watching, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm going to close this window now because I think it's probably not helping. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. What are we talking about, Uncle Tony? What did we decide that we were talking about today for our Patreons?
Oh, God,
we had a list of things that we were going to talk about. A few things that I brought up we're already talking about in the show, so I didn't want to do too much. And with this hat on, it's covering up my face, so I actually do have a face, but there's a lot of shadow there. So
shadow.
Shadow.
Are you hiding in the shadows?
I just want to be able to do this. I just want to be able to hide your eyes. Lift up slowly. Let him see your eye. You seen that commercial?
Yeah. All right. We were going to talk about 5 price hikes and upcharges coming to the wonderful world of Disney.
Oh, that's the best.
Want me to send you the link so you can?
Yeah, send me the link so I can actually make a little bit more sense. So while we're doing that, welcome. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. We're hoping that a lot of you are watching live. If you're not watching live and you're watching at your convenience, either way, thank you so much for being a Patreon. We certainly appreciate it. We are putting your money to good use. This week our hosting came due, so we're paying for some hosting.
The hosting with the mosting.
The hosting with the mosting. And did you send that to Parkhopper?
Mm-hmm.
So we got that coming out. So that's gonna be good. Got it. And so we're using that, and then plus we're still talking through what we're gonna do in September. I know 2 people who are very excited. I got to hang out with our friends Brian and Holly. Oh, okay. The Cartes.
Are they coming?
They are coming. They've scheduled their holiday just to come down and hang out with us.
Holy mackerel.
Yes.
That's a lot of expectation.
No, it's no expectation at all. Although I did throw out an extra little freebie thing for them because they're friends of the family.
Hardcore fans?
They're friends of the family, so to speak.
Okay.
So let's talk about
how you can spend more money.
Let's talk about how to spend money.
How the mouse is going to dig a little deeper into the wallet this year.
That's right. Hang on just one second. Let me press this button.
He's going deep.
He's going for all you're worth.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
I said
Oh, go ahead.
I said the other day that when you come like toward Walt Disney World, rather than the sign "Welcome to Walt Disney World" with Mickey, it should be like a little toll plaza, and you just swipe your card, and you just keep that on file. Whatever I need, I'll just tap my magic band, and you just send me the bill at the end of the day.
Yeah,
just leave a little bit in there for the mortgage maybe, and some gas to get home. That's all I need.
When you go on a cruise, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you go on a cruise, you give them a credit card to keep on file, and then
you can't. I heard you can't pay in cash.
No, you certain things you can pay in cash for.
Like stuff at the store, you can.
No, like you can pay in cash if you're paying for on your account. Mm-hmm. You can go to the guest services area, and some cruise lines will let you pay in cash. Oh. For that, but you can't pay no cash on the boat, so you can't pay cash for a cocktail. You can't pay cash in the gift shop. You can't, you can't pay cash like if you're on the private island. You can't
so
pay
if
cash.
You are a person, well, probably if you're a person with no credit cards, because there are a lot of people nowadays that don't have credit cards,
right,
or don't like using them for various reasons. So you would have to bring a wad of cash and drop it at the guest services desk every day. Like here's $100 for today. See how far that'll get me.
Yeah, kind of. Or you just take you just get like you can go into your bank and you can get a debit card. A temporary debit card. Yeah. And just say, hey, I'm going on a cruise, and right. I'd like to I have to have a credit card. You can go get a gift card. Yeah. And that might work. But pretty soon, I think what Disney's going to do is just say, hey.
Yeah, because you could go to, Walmart and get the American Express or the Visa thing.
Right.
And then I think you could even add more money to some of them.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that at some point Disney.
I don't know how you would do that. I mean, you can't take your cash and shove it in the card.
Yeah.
What do you have to do? Call? All right, I'll mail it to you. I'll mail you.
It's in the mail. Yeah. It's in the mail. It's totally in the mail.
I'll email it to you. I'll take a picture of it and email it to you. When will we? All right. So all right, let's go off on a crazy tangent for a second. Nowadays, for me, like if I receive an actual check, I just take a picture of the front and back with my mobile app,
right,
and it gets deposited.
Right.
When will I be able to get cash out of my laptop? When will I be able to say, let me go online.
Cha-ching.
I need $40, please. And it comes out like the DVD slot or something.
Yeah, prints it.
Yeah, or see, now that would be a thing. It could print out a certificate that I could take to the store and get the cash.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be brilliant.
Let's invent that.
Let's do it.
We'll call it PayPal. Use an ATM machine to get cash.
Really?
When he goes to the store, he just asks for cash. Almost every store, grocery store or whatever, will give you cash back. And that's how he gets his cash.
Wow.
He just, goes to Walmart, buys a stick of gum, and says, yeah, give me $50 back.
That's unbelievable.
And there's no fee for it.
Right?
Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, why not?
Let's see here. We
what? Crashed and burned already?
No, we didn't crash and burn. I was just something looked funky, and I made some changes to it. So we're all good. All right, so let's talk about
love.
Let's talk about love. Oh, it's not even on. There you go. Let's talk about.
It's not on?
No, I don't have it set up. Let's talk about
love.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Love, baby. So we've got 5 price hikes and upcharges.
Oh yeah,
I love that word upcharges. It's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That Disney is
bringing in. That's not the word Disney uses. What do they use?
Premium.
Premium experience.
Premium and luxury.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's the other one?
There's another one, yeah.
Premier.
Yeah.
So we basically have Disney's thinking outside the box on ways to to make more money.
More money.
You know, and as a
We need a cash register sound.
yeah, cha-ching. As a what's the word I'm looking for? As a shareholder, I'm not totally unhappy about that.
As a guest,
on the other hand, not so much.
I'm a little pissed.
I'm not really.
I want to start with the first one because I have some theories around this one.
Okay.
Because it even happened this weekend. All right, so the first one is that preferred parking upcharges are coming to Disney Springs. Now, there's two things. Just this weekend, I was out to dinner with two of our friends, the R&Rs. That's not rest and relaxation.
Keep going.
And we were talking about, hey, remember the days where you used to just, park behind the World of Disney store in that small little lot?
Yeah.
You used to run in, get something, get back in the car, and you'd be in and out in like 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to those days? I said, well, they built a parking garage.
They gone. Those days are gone.
So now, that experience can come back if you're willing to drop $20. So the lemon parking lot, all the parking lots now at Disney Springs are fruit. There's the strawberry, there's the lime garage, orange garage, lemon, and I think grapefruit. So lemon is now down by the marketplace, and it's that very small little strip lot. It's down to nothing really.
Right.
There's also valet parking in that lot. I think valet and now premium parking are going to be the only two things you can do in that lot. It's going to be my guess. And it's to the right of the line. If you're looking at the lime garage, it's to the right of that. It's right behind the World of Disney.
Right.
$20. You can park there. It's now your preferred parking. Now, if you don't want to park on that side, you can go all the way over on the other side and directly behind Cirque, not behind, directly in front of Cirque, there's the orange, and then there's a small lot, and then to the right of that is what is called the grapefruit lot. And
nice.
You can park in the grapefruit lot,
all right,
for $20. So if you're going to like the west side stuff, you park over in the grapefruit lot for $20. If you're going to the marketplace side, you park over in the lemon lot for $20. Now, I also believe that this could be the prelude, and I said it 2 years ago.
Years ago.
That parking will not be free at Disney forever. That somebody's going to have to pay for those two garages, and now the third garage. They are not going to be free.
I thought the third garage was for cast members primarily.
It'll be primarily for them, but it will also have parking for guests as well.
Dang.
Yeah. And I think this is a prelude to that. Now, at Disneyland, parking is not free for anybody. For pass holders, they have to get an annual parking pass. Not even for hotel guests. There's a nightly parking fee. I think at most of the resorts. I don't think you can park at the resorts for free. California Hotel, Disneyland Hotel.
Right.
I didn't have a car any of the times I was there because I just didn't feel like driving in LA.
Right.
But we'll see what's going to happen because I really think this is a test.
So if Disney does this, how much damage will that do? Because we're looking at, if there's no charge to park now, and the lots are full, people are shopping, people are spending money, because there's not a lot to do free, really, down there that's worth, unless you're just walking around like, hey, let's go let the kids play with the Legos that have every disease known to man, and let's go look at this, and let's go
play
look
in the
at
water or splash zones.
Yeah, let's look at all the stuff that we can't afford. Boy, do we sound jaded. But will they say, okay, premium parking is $20, regular parking will be what, $10 to park, $5 to park? Will they be tiered parking?
$10, $12 maybe. I don't know. Depends. I maybe preferred parking will go up to $35 and. Regular parking will be $20 a day. Who knows?
Okay, so dovetailing off of this, there's another story that came out in the news that I think we're talking about this later on. Disney's reporting that worldwide, not so much in the U.S. parks, but worldwide, theme park attendance is down.
Sure.
Across the highway, that theme park that shall not be named,
the one with the Potter
is
character?
really kicking our butts.
Sure.
And they seem to be doing everything they can to bring more people in, and it seems to be working. We, on the other hand,
they're charging, I think, comparable prices, or sometimes for their new water park, more than a Disney water park.
Yeah, definitely more than a Disney water park. It's commensurate with Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So now we have a legitimate competition. So at what point, basically my question is, at what point does Disney shoot itself in the foot?
Well, all right. My theory is Pandora was not the silver bullet Disney, and we don't know yet. The summer has not
seems
started.
To be doing okay though.
Yeah, it has not started and has not ended, so we don't know what the what it's going to be like on a daily basis this summer. In recent weeks they've been closed. They've closed at 4. You had to wait as far as the other side of the Discovery Island Bridge just to get into the land. But I think what will change the game or tilt the shift of power a little bit will be Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land.
Yes.
That will shift the attendance a little bit more back in Disney's direction and a little bit less in Universal. But Universal does have other things on the burner coming up. Specifically, we were talking about Nintendo.
Right.
If they build a Nintendo Land,
right,
they might actually get me to come back in the park. I haven't been in the park since the 90s. That actually might get me to go see Nintendo stuff.
And that would be not only... That would be a game changer, because I've heard rumors of this Nintendo Land, and I know a little bit about what they're thinking about building there. If they pull this trick off, not only are they going to have every Harry Potter nerd on the planet, and I say that lovingly as a nerd and a geek.
Yeah, sure.
They're going to have every gamer who's ever played...
I'm a Disney nerd.
Yeah, who's ever played...
Exhibit A behind me.
Yeah, who's ever played a video game.
Yeah.
Is going to, like, oh my god, to experience, to ride a full-size Mario Kart.
Sign me up.
Where
do I go?
Exactly.
How long do I have to wait in line?
So
can I buy a fast pass?
Universal, yes, you can actually. Universal is positioning themselves to actually do some serious damage against the mouse.
Now, do we know also what they're building on the Wet and Wild land? Is that where the Tower Hotel's going?
I don't know. I've heard that it's going to be a hotel, but I don't think it's the one.
If I was them, I'd build not another hotel. That's nice, but I think another theme park coaster would bring or generate more revenue than another hotel.
Yeah, but the problem...
I'm not a financial expert. I don't know. I've never looked at their balance sheet.
Yeah, but the problem that you have then is you have the three theme parks. They're really close together within walking distance, and then you have the Cross I Drive for the next one.
You make it something good enough, somebody might do that.
I understand. What would you build there?
I don't know. I'm not Universal. I don't know. They don't own anything. They don't have any IP like Disney does.
If I were Universal, I would build Disney Quest, except better. I would build a 4 or 5 story pinball game. One floor would be nothing but pinball machines. One floor would be nothing but arcade machines.
That's a pretty big piece of property for a...
Yeah, they're gonna put a resort there.
Yeah,
but
that's what I think too.
But I would probably put something that is universal. It has that universal feel to it. Kind of like we talked that Disney Magic has that universal feel to it, and that level of quality. But what I would build is something that people would come over and be like, you could spend $100 unlimited video games on 6 stories of...
All right, so their Halloween Horror Nights, if you're into that kind of thing, really having the Jesus scared out of you.
Literally,
and peeing your pants and whatnot. I mean, they own all the Universal IP of Meet the Mummy, Meet Dracula. They could build a whole,
right, a haunted,
whatever,
yeah,
and have it all year round.
yeah,
And then on Halloween, you amp it up to 11.
right. That's not a bad idea.
Because as a kid, that's what I used to watch on Sundays. Meet the Mummy, or Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, or
right.
That's the kind of stuff I used to watch as a kid on television on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, and I think they've got that without owning any properties themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next big franchise?
Mm-hmm.
So you take Harry Potter off the list, Star Wars off the list, nothing Disney, nothing Marvel. What's the next big franchise?
Jimmy Fallon.
Well, you can't do a theme
Seth
park.
Meyers.
Yeah, no, I mean, WWF.
Do they own that?
NBC Universal is partnered with WWF or WWE. Excuse me.
Yeah, maybe have a wrestling experience.
Well, they've been talking about putting, and they're not going to do it. But they've been talking about for years putting the actual building of the Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. They could do a whole thing there and really kind of locate WWE, maybe not the corporate headquarters, but they can really have a lot of things there. That would be a bad franchise. It's got global appeal.
Right.
It's not a bad thought. What else does NBC do? They could buy ESPN.
Yikes.
But if they did, stop and think about it. ESPN's on the chopping block. NBC buys ESPN.
Yeah.
And
I think this has become the Universal podcast.
No, it's a reality that we as locals and people who are fans of the product, it's a reality.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter beast is not going to be quelled by 2 attractions and some bioluminescent forest at night, and a quick service dining area. It's not going to work. Although, it's exciting to see all the stuff that's come out of it, but, Star Wars Land isn't big enough to be the Harry Potter killer. Toy Story Land's not going to be big enough to be the Harry Potter killer. In combination, it might make a dent, but it's not going to make that big of a dent. If they build a hotel, might, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a dent. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So you were talking about paying to park. Wow, we went down a tangent.
Yeah,
and we got to pick up some speed here. All right, the second thing that we want to talk about. We talked a little bit about this last week, so I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on it.
Right.
They're doing an upcharge experience at Epcot where you can rent a boat at the Bayside Marina at Disney's Yacht Club. And it's something called the Day Cruise Around the World. And you can rent a pontoon boat that will take you all the way around Crescent Lake and all the way around World Showcase Lagoon. The experience is just a 60-minute ride, but it does include bagged snacks. I guess you get a bag of nachos, and here's your bag of Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, kind of like what we did.
Yeah, and soft drinks. You get little individual snack packs. And then the Day Cruise Around the World is going to cost you but a mere $149 per boat. Now, if you divide that amongst 10 guests, that makes sense.
Right.
You're basically paying $15 a head.
Yeah.
But
that's not too bad because the fireworks cruise is double that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the problem is it's just an hour, and there's nothing.
Correct.
There's no fireworks.
There's no fireworks.
Nothing.
There's no nothing.
You're just basically driving around and you're getting snacky poos, and it's for 1 hour. It's not like you're able to sit out in the sun and hang out.
Right.
And
I think you can rent the boat for less using either an annual pass hold discount or a DVC discount. Yeah, I think you can rent it for less. You could take the boat out, do the same thing, and buy snacks yourself and bring them on the boat.
Yeah, but you can't drive around World Showcase Lagoon. They don't allow.
No, but you can go certainly as far as you can.
Sure. And that might be enough for some people.
Yeah. There is a free boat around World Showcase Lagoon.
There are 2 of them.
Yes. So
why would you pay for that?
Yeah, why would you pay $149 to do that?
Although you're on a pontoon boat, you're by yourself. You don't have to deal with stinky people, sweaty, crying kids.
I guess. If you had to.
if you had to.
If you had to.
Suffering for the Lord. That's all I got to say.
Because I sometimes do that during the summers, is take the boats out. Like, I'll probably do that soon, probably in July, when they open up all the cabins at the Wilderness.
Right.
Go take some nice pictures. You know, the cabins from the water.
Yep.
You know, and the hotel and the resort and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So that'd be fun. All right. So let's we talked that to death. Now let's talk the next thing.
Next
we
one.
We did talk about a little bit.
Yeah. We won't talk about the thing itself, because we'll talk about that with our news show, because it's not in there. But there are dinner packages now available for the music of Pixar Live. And they're allowing you to do breakfast, lunch, or dinner, which is great, because you can get off, getting your breakfast, which is only $39 for an adult and $25 for a kid. Lunch is $52 for an adult and $32 for a kid, and then dinner is $57 for the adult and $35. So if you can get there early and do breakfast, then that guarantees you a seat for the show. And we'll talk about the show later, because I had the chance to experience it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So you can do this either at Hollywood and Vine, Mama Melrose, or the Brown Derby. Obviously, the Brown Derby is only lunch and dinner, and it's $65 for there. The prices I just mentioned were at Hollywood and Vine. And then Mama Melrose is lunch and dinner, and that's only $45 for an adult and $18 for a kid. And I think it's the best way to see some of these shows, because you do get better seating.
Right.
And you don't have to wait. You can go do all the other things you want to do, and then just when the show's getting to get ready to start, you go.
Right. Nice.
So.
And the kids are actually really getting off too, because, for breakfast they're not, but for lunch and dinner, Mama Melrose and Hollywood Derby, respectively, it's $18 and $22 per kid.
Yeah.
That's half and a third of what the adults are paying for.
Sure.
So that works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's move on, since we're butting up against the clock a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the biggest surprise is, we found out that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
It's going to be very scary if you
go
to buy a ticket.
Yeah. And it's going to be longer. They're going to offer it more times. But the price has gone up. So the 2017 edition of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is going to feature more dates, which is great, but it's going to be more expensive. And you can get discounts for annual pass holders and DVC members, but the ticket prices are rising between $3 and $10 for most nights. And you said they're on a tier system.
Yeah.
So
depending on your date is determining your price.
So let's real quick, let's talk about the early dates are, hang on to your butts, kids. Yeah. $82 for an adult, $77 for a child.
But you're going in August to a Halloween party.
Right.
In the middle of the sweaty, stinky season.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee it's going to be cold during October either. So
no. But it'll be cooler.
Right. So that is through, that's the 2 August dates, and then through most of September minus like the last 2 weekends, or the weekends. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of September is basically, and the first day of October is $88 for an adult and $83 for a kid.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Scary.
Oh, but it gets better. Mm-hmm. The third tier out of 4 is the dates in October. So all of October that they're doing these are $99 for an adult and $94 for a child. Oh, but Parkhopper John and Tony, I have to go for Halloween, or at least the day after Halloween. Okay, my friends, you are going to pay $115.
That's more than a one-day ticket
for this special event for an adult, and for a child, $110.
So 7 to midnight. What is that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 5 hours for $115. See, that would make people have that feeling of entitlement again.
Yes. Now,
I have to do everything. I have to see everything. I just paid $115, Mr. Disney.
Now, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to let people in early.
Sure.
And then if you want to go on the 1st of November, they're cutting you a little bit of slack.
It's over Halloween.
24 hours later, it's $99.
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain at $99 or $99.94 for a kid. That seems a wee bit obsessive.
Oh, yeah.
That seems a little highway robbery-ish. I don't want to say that word, but it seems a little much to me for some reason.
Yeah.
What say you, Mr. Casanova of the internets?
I say the Christmas party's got the same problem.
Yeah.
They are experiencing the same exact dilemma as the Mickey's Not So Scary party.
Yeah, and then that would be the fifth thing that we're going to add to the list, which is the Christmas party. Yay, the Christmas party, which is your favorite event.
Yeah, my favorite event, and I'm not going at these prices. I will. I don't know. I'll have to hope that maybe DVC has some kind of special, Moonlight Madness Christmas party thing or something.
Yeah,
that I'll get to see.
So what's the cheapest pricing? If I want to go, what's the cheapest price?
The cheapest you can do it, if you purchase in advance, you can do it November 12th, 14th, or 16th. Those 3 dates for $89 for an adult and $84 for an ankle biter.
Wow.
After that, we go 94, 95, 95. If you do it late December, not even late December, the beginning is December, the 8th and 15th, that's 99. And then it really goes crazy on the 19th, 21st, and 22nd at 109. Wow. Now, if you just want to go see the parade, anytime after the 22nd, that parade will run at the 3 o'clock time slot. And you can see the parade for free.
Yeah.
With your 1-day admission, which if you bought multiple days, obviously it's cheap, but if not, you'll pay the $110.
Right.
I wouldn't advise that going at that time of year because it is very chaotic. But if you had to, if you really, really had to.
Daggum, they already updated their prices. I was going to look for. I hate these websites that just keep using the same page.
Just keep adding.
And they just keep re-upping the prices. What's the 23? Oh, that's not right. No. So I seem to remember last year the prices were like in the $76 range.
Yeah. Maybe in the mid 80s, but I just can't see spending $110 for a party when you can go to the whole park.
Right.
During the day. And so that then it begs the question. So let's say you go to the park on one of the Halloween nights,
right,
or Christmas nights.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get really a full-length day because they're tossing you out at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get that 7 to midnight.
Right.
So you're paying $110 and only getting a third of a day.
Or 2/3 of a day.
2/3 of a day. Yeah. They're cutting a little of your time off.
Are they doing special pricing for those days? They should. I mean, that just seems fair to me.
It may be a little bit cheaper than $110, but it's still during the Christmas season. That's the high season. That's
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So be warned. I think too. If you're not going to go to one of the parties, don't go to the Magic Kingdom on those days. Go somewhere else. Go to Epcot or Studios or that other place, Pandoraville.
Pandoraville.
I get confused nowadays when Disney puts out, information about Pandora. I don't know if they're talking about now the bracelet or the land.
And you know who sponsors the new
Pandora?
Pandora. The bracelet, not the land.
Right. So I'm like, wait, I'm confused. Are we talking about the land or the bracelet?
Right. So let's look. I'm looking at ticket prices on Disney's site.
Mm-hmm.
Since we have all this, we have a couple minutes. Jeez, let's see here. Okay, let's scooch ahead to December. We should be able to do that since we're in June.
Right.
Because they only put like 6 months ahead. Whoop, 2018. Went too far. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right, so, holy cats. So, from the December 1st through the 20th, those are regular days. Those are $107. So, you're paying $107 even if the park closes at 7 p.m. The 21st through the 31st, those are considered peak hours, and it's $119. So some of those dates, the park is going to close at 7 p.m., and you are going to pay $119 to be in the Magic Kingdom that day.
That's wrong.
I would.
That's wrong.
If I were just regular Joe Schmo park guest, and I booked my vacation,
right,
I would have a real problem. You know, I paid $119 for today, and I'm only be able to be here for till 7. Mm-hmm. And you know what Disney's response will be?
Well, you knew that ahead of time.
You're just paying for admission into the park.
Yeah.
We guarantee no. You know, so here's the thing for me. I love Disney. Mm-hmm. I love Walt Disney World. I love Ubering and people get in the car and they're excited to go to the park, or they're sad because they're going home from the parks and all that good stuff. And it's getting harder and harder for me to keep that passion up for it. Mm-hmm. When you look at all these ways that it's just like, John, Disney's spending a lot of money, and they got to pay for parking lots, and they got to pay for this.
Look at all the infrastructure work they're doing.
Look at all the things you're doing. But a hotel room for a hotel that has been in existence since 1971 is charging $650 a day. Mm-hmm. Please don't try to tell me that they don't have extra money flopping around for infrastructure.
Right.
It's really hard, especially when your hotels are at 80% capacity most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's very difficult for me, and I don't want to be a negative guy. And unfortunately, I'm the negative guy. I can't be that guy. It's like, isn't it great because we're doing this, and I can't be that.
And they are doing a lot of things, but you have to ask yourself, when's enough is enough, and what is the pain point of the public? When will the public send the message to Disney that $110 is too much for a one-day ticket?
Right.
That they can't afford to do that, and maybe this drop in attendance is a reflection. Because it's now been a full price year,
right?
And maybe people are now saying, "I have enough. I can't go every year. I have to go every other year because I, can't go bankrupt going going every year,
right?
Because once you're there, you still have to spend more money. There's food, there's drinks, there's you want to buy something, a souvenir for the kids or whatever.
There's special super secret transportation.
There's definitely super secret transportation.
So as we wrap this up, because we have to prep for the next show.
Sure.
What are your thoughts? We want to know what you think. So why don't you shoot us an email, DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. You can leave us a comment in the show notes here on Patreon, or if you're listening to this through a little later, the Disney Parks Podcast, leave us a comment in the blog post.
Right.
You can also call the hotline, whose number is escaping me right now.
Yeah.
I should have it tattooed right here on my computer.
On my forehead.
Yeah, on your forehead, so I could read it. And it'd have to be backwards. So, but we want to know what you think. Is enough? Does it really matter for people who only come once a year? Or once every 2 years, is it okay because it's it's an expense anyway? Right. No matter how expensive a Disney cruise is, people still shell out all the money to go for it. So what do you think? We'd love to know. All right?
Let us know.
So with that, is there any final words for you, my friend?
We'll see you in the parks.